He was the most alien-looking alien in the entire cantina. With only 2 brief appearances, he managed to stand out enough to earn his own action figure, but not a name. We're talking, of course, about Kenner's Hammerhead. Hi, I'm Alex, and welcome back to Star Wars Relics. Today we're taking a look at one of the most memorable background characters ever to get a figure, and easily the most distinctive alien in the original line. True to Kenner form, they gave him a name that screamed imagination, Hammerhead. But what they delivered was one of the most creative and downright groundbreaking figures in the original 20 line. We first see Hammerhead just after Luke arrives at the bar and orders his drink, right before Walrus Man starts picking a fight with him. He's seated with 2 other aliens, seemingly deep in conversation. We can hear alien chatter, but it's not clear if it's actually Hammerhead's voice, since 2 aliens are bopping their heads. Later, after Han shoots Greedo, Hammerhead is among the crowd of aliens who react to the blaster fire. And that's it! Hammerhead doesn't really do anything in the cantina to make himself stand out. He is the definition of a background character. Then, in 1989, West End Games gave him an identity, Moma Nadon, an Ithorian officially approved by Lucasfilm. That name and species would go on to become canon, with Ithorians appearing throughout the prequel trilogy, the Clone Wars, and Rebels, moving from background extras to full speaking roles. Much like the Power Droid, this humble beginning marked the start of something bigger, the moment when Ithorians became a real part of the Star Wars universe. Hammerhead first appeared on the Star Wars 20 back card. He also featured on the Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi cards, but understandably never received a Power of the Force or Tri-Logo release. Although it looks like a still from the movie, it's actually a photo taken slightly further to the right. The image shows Hammerhead seated at a table with 2 other aliens. We can see his outfit and even a glimpse of his left hand. To balance the lighting, the photo was tinted green, which made his top appear brown instead of red and gave his skin a greenish hue. It's a great headshot that, while slightly different from what we see on screen, still connects 100% to the movie, something I always appreciate. All things considered, it's about as good as we could hope given his limited role and brief screen time. The head likeness is exceptional. The sculpt captures an amazing shape and the skin looks like it belongs on a living being. The real standout though are the eyes, quite possibly the best of all 3 lines and certainly among the first 20 figures. Both eyes are actually looking in the same direction, something that can't be said for others like Greedo or Snaggletooth. That said, the head isn't perfect. The color is way off. On screen it's more of a green to light gray tone, while the figure is distinctly brown. Even so, I think they made the right call. Given the shades of green likely available to them at the time, I doubt any would have looked better. So while it's not screen accurate, it still looks and works great. The costume accuracy seems to fall in the same neighborhood as Walrus Man or Snaggletooth, where it looks like the artist took some creative liberties and essentially made up most of the outfit. On screen, he wears a red top done up right to his neck, clearly with sleeves. The figure, however, features a blue bodysuit with no sleeves or legs. The neckline isn't close fitting either. It sits loose, exposing his skin, which to their credit, they matched nicely in brown. That being said, I can't even say the figure's costume was inspired by what we see on screen. They carried the brown color of the head onto the arms and legs, but it really should be more of a greenish pale gray. Interestingly, the art of Star Wars includes a concept drawing of Hammerhead that matches the figure perfectly. Sleeveless and showing the clear inspiration for his legs. Once you see that concept drawing and how faithful the sculpt is to it, you realize the artist did an amazing job. We never see a blaster on screen, and there's no reason to believe Hammerhead even owns a blaster. But let's be honest, he was always going to come with one. Kenner was recycling blasters, so the only question was whether he'd be armed with the DL-44 or the Empire's E11. He ended up with the 11, and I think that was the right call. He's a larger figure, and the blaster feels perfectly sized for him. With Hammerhead, we get our second lefty. The arm itself is quite good. It looks great, and I love the natural bend. The hand sculpt is solid too, but this is where the figure stumbles. The grip is light. It points the blaster in the direction he's looking, but it doesn't take much for him to lose his hold. For display purposes though, he looks fantastic. The standing ability is exceptional, and not just because of his fairly large footprint. The job the artist did on his sculpt is groundbreaking. Every other non-droid figure in the original 20 stands perfectly straight, not Hammerhead. He has a slouch to his posture, and that slouch positions part of his torso behind his feet, giving him incredible balance. Whether his arms are up or down, the artist also offset the feet, making him look like he's taking a step. I'm not sure how much this helps or hurts his standing ability, but it looks fantastic. For our second career, my wife and I started Fresh Solutions Therapy, an online therapy practice built on one simple belief: therapy doesn't have to suck. By going online, we've been able to build a team we truly trust, the kind of therapist we confidently recommend to our own friends and family. Because we're not limited by location, our team comes from all across Ontario, giving you more options to find the right fit. If you're ready to make a change in your life, please visit freshsolutionsTherapy.ca. Take a look at our team and book a free 15-minute consultation with a therapist who resonates the most with you. Take that first step towards something better. When looking at his peers from the original 20, this figure feels ahead of its time. What sets him apart is his posture. The sculpt actually makes it look like he's taking a step. Among the original 20, Hammerhead is the only one who truly avoided that characteristic stiffness. He has the most natural stance of the group, which makes him one of the best for display. The eyes are another standout feature. They're easily the best in the line, full of life and perfectly aligned, which wasn't always a given back then. I'm not crazy about them looking to the left, but it still works since he holds his blaster in his left hand. His grip is a little loose, but just good enough to make it work, and I like where the blaster ends up pointing. I'm fine with the brown coloring. It keeps him grounded. If they had tried something closer to green, I can only imagine how that might have turned out. I completely understand why Hammerhead ended up with the outfit he did, and I appreciate how close the sculptor actually got to it. But the real triumph here is the slouchy posture and casual step. Paired with that slightly shifty look, together they make him one of the most lifelike aliens in the entire line. I didn't have this figure myself, but one of my friends did, so I got a bit of play experience from him. From what I remember, my friend didn't seem all that into Hammerhead, as he was often left behind. I would have liked this figure because of how natural he looked. I have no doubt he would have joined my bad alien crowd without question. I'm sure his English and German would have been impeccable, and I can easily imagine using him for kicking and stomping. His legs just look that good. Well, that's it for Hammerhead, or Momanadon. Did you have him? What was his role in your Star Wars universe? We're almost at the end of the original 20. Is there a list or countdown you'd like to see? Leave your suggestion in the comments or visit my Facebook page to share your ideas. A huge thank you to everyone who subscribed, and especially to those of you who take the time to comment. Your support has been fantastic. If you know Star Wars, you already know who's next. Until then, take care.